All right, folks, here we go. The SR8s from Charlotte. Scott Snodgrass and Vern Spring on the front row. Andrew Thornton and Edmund Jones on the second row. Brian Hewitt, Ryan McDaniel on the third row. Nolan Perry, Becky Snodgrass on the fourth. David Lux and Timmy Martin round out the field. Everybody stacked up on the grid. Hey, good evening, John. Well, John, you missed out on one heck of an enduro. But this ought to be a good one. Drivers rolling out. These cars are definitely aero dependent. A little bit of damage goes a long way, and you have to know how to draft in these cars. Their drafting style is very unique. That, as I mentioned, Scott Snodgrass has a lot of time in these cars. He's going to be the one to beat here tonight. Here we go, pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Charlotte. Everybody stacked up. You can get a big run out of these cars if you time your run right, nail the draft perfectly. Scott moving up to the high side, back down to the bottom. Thornton and Vern right on his bumper. Brian Hewitt in fourth, Ryan McDaniel now to fifth. And for some reason, scoring is showing Scott already a lap ahead of the field. Now they're stacking up too wide down the back. Holy cow! Scott got one heck of a bump. 3 wide coming out of turn 4. Vern tried to move up. Whoa! Timmy Martin just set the fastest lap so far. Scott dropping back to 6, likely a strategy move. And 3 wide down the front straightaway. You want to get an idea what it's like to be riding around right now? Oh, that was bad timing. Caution is out for the first time. Looks like Nolan Perry and obviously Andrew Thornton, who we were riding along with, involved. See if we can see what happened. Oh, looks like Perry gets stuck in the middle and collects a bunch of them. Andrew Thornton had nowhere to go. Man, a big tumble for him. A large portion of the field on pit road. Andrew Thornton, David Lux, Brian Hewitt, Timmy Martin, and Becky Snodgrass all in. Edmund Jones currently in second, Scott in third. Ryan McDaniel still on pit road. Nolan Perry will now take fourth. Andrew Thornton into fifth. Ryan on his way out. Lux is back out on track. Brian Hewitt coming back out. Becky back out as well. Timmy on his way. Looks like after pit stops, we've got Brian Hewitt, Becky Snodgrass, and Timmy Martin a lap down. And it looks like the cars a lap down will be waved back to the lead lap. Drivers stacking up, getting ready for the restart. Vern Spring will be in control. Hey, good evening, Tina. Tina, you missed it. Ryan won the Enduro. All right, here we go. Out of 3 and 4, pace car about to drop in. Here they come. Vern in control. Green flag back in the air. Edmund got a good jump, gets the nose ahead. He'll have to have some help. And as we mentioned, it's a wild ride out there. We didn't get to see it a moment ago. Riding along with Becky Snodgrass, and you see how quickly these cars can go, anywhere. And if they get a run and caution is out, looks like Brian Hewitt may have had a problem. Oh, yeah, Hewitt had a, holy cow. Back it up a little and see if we can find out what happened with Hewitt. Looked like one car got stuck in the wall. Hewitt ended up bouncing off the wall, coming down, and he took flight. Andrew Thornton, Timmy Martin, and Brian Hewitt all on pit road. Vern Springs still at the front, followed by Edmund Jones, Scott Snodgrass, Nolan Perry, and David Lux, the top 5. Ryan McDaniel, Becky Snodgrass, Andrew Thornton, Timmy Martin, and Brian Hewitt round out the field. And don't forget, folks, we still have one more event to go. The feature event here tonight. The Aussie Supercars take to the track again here at Charlotte. I can tell you the Aussie Supercars do handle a lot better than any of the NASCAR cars do. But I've never driven them on the oval, no telling what they're going to be like. Edmund Jones trying to hide inside the pace car. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air, 14 to go at the line. And let's try dialing up an in-car once again. Nolan Perry currently sitting in 5th. And you hear the engine winding up on these little cars. He's on the top, 3 wide at the moment. And you do drive these cars from the right side. Oh! Perry's in the wall. Caution is back out. Driving these cars from the right side does throw off your perception if you're used to driving left-hand drive cars. See, Andrew Thornton caught a piece of this as well. Oh, big hit. Andrew Thornton had a really big hit. And the engine let go.
Yeah, they asked me if my head was always shaped like an egg.
Yes, it was.
I don't know which way is up, but I picked the wrong color combination this week.
So, are you going to make it back out on track?
No, even with fast repairs, it's like broke and says it won't fix all the damage.
Wow, that doesn't happen very often.
Well, sometimes you're the bat, sometimes you're the ball. I was the ball all 3 times so far.
You've been getting bumped around just a little bit tonight. I was just mentioning right before that crash that these are right-hand drive, and it really throws your depth perception off and where you're at in relation to the other cars.
Oh, and these things don't weigh anything, so any little steering input makes them dart one way or the other. Usually if we're plate racing like this, we're 3,600-pound stock cars.
The downforce on these is insane. In fact, the manufacturer said with the SR8 that they produce enough downforce to drive upside down in a tunnel.
I can believe it. And
I've offered to test it countless times, but nobody has taken me up on it.
I still think I should have broadcasted this part. We should have put you in these, because I know you have a weird fetish for these SR8s.
Yeah, but I would hate to embarrass everybody.
I mean, I would love to call it. And so I think that's already been decided, is we're going to have an SR8 portion of the All-Star race again next season, and you're going to have to drive one, and I'll broadcast for you. Because obviously I can't drive them.
Well, I'm not sure how that would work, but we could definitely talk about it.
It can be done.
There's going to have to be a big gap between before and after this race.
The magic of editing.
True that. Pace car is in. Here they come. Green flag is back in the air. 10 to go. And Andrew, who's your pick?
The one that doesn't die in the next accident, probably.
I didn't look. How many fast repairs do the drivers have available tonight?
We have unlimited fast repairs, I believe, for all portions of this all-star race, but don't quote me about the finale.
I'll double check that for the finale. Scott was leading, drops back a little bit on the outside line. But as I've said all night, do not count Scott out. He likely has more time in these cars than anybody but me.
I'd probably say that's a pretty safe bet, but Vern Spring's been really good at making that car about 5 lanes wide, too.
Yeah, Vern has been... I don't know that I've ever raced with Vern in one of these cars, but he definitely knows how to wheel one here tonight. He's moving around the least. He's been the most stable. He and Scott have been able to match each other every way they can. Vern continues.
I'd like to that. I had to click through my driver lineup here to see who was who. I didn't realize that was Lux running right behind Vern. That's terrifying.
Well, you know, David is having a really good week. He's going to be a father again. So he needs to get to victory lane at least once tonight. Lap traffic about to come into play. I believe it's Ryan McDaniels. This could get spicy into one. Ryan drops to the apron. You know these cars, I'm surprised nobody has tried it yet. But these cars will run the apron really, really well.
Oh, I'm glad I know that now.
Oh! Big wreck behind! Scott gets caught up! Caution! Caution is back out! Man, I think they're going to end up going to a green-white checker.
That's only fitting. That's the JBSRL finish right there.
It really, really is. Let's take a look and see what happened. Brian Hewitt, Scott Snodgrass, both involved. Have to back it up. Looks like Brian gave Scott a bad bump. Here they come down the back straightaway. Oh, Brian just pushed up into Scott's left rear, and Brian wins the highest airtime award for the night.
I'll give him that one, but he's not going to win the highest G impact tonight. I think I've got that one pretty good.
I would have to say so. You definitely had one heck of a wild ride, and at least you got sent to the pit road. I mean, it's kind of convenient.
Yeah, just not quite far enough. Ended up on the Legends track, and when it wanted me to tow, it didn't give me a 5-second tow like it should have.
Well, definitely been a wild one in this, but up next is the Australian Supercars. It looks like only 3 drivers are going to stack up here. Timmy Martin's catching up. Scott's on his way. Hewitt's on his way. They might get here in time. But going into the Supercars, have you tested them here, and how is it?
I have not tested them here. I have no clue how they're going to go. I know the setup is, if it's the one I'm thinking of, we actually stumbled across it in a hosted session at Michigan, and we figure it should work here just fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll work great. We should have plenty of gearing. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. 4 to go at the line. Vern up front. Edmund trying to push around. Lux up on the high side trying to make a move and drops back.
Yeah, nobody went high with Lux, hung him out to dry, and now Snodgrass jumped up there in front of him.
And Scott full yeet. Man, he has definitely not forgotten how to drive one of these cars, and he is back up front, coming to 3 to go. You know, everybody else, it's just because not many people have driven these cars. They haven't been in use in iRacing officials in about 2 years, and you can tell most of these guys have never driven one. They're having a hard time just keeping them stable. But Scott and Vern, it's just like a cruise for both of them from the looks of it.
See, I think Lux is just riding around with his nose underneath Scott's rear bumper, just waiting for that last lap to make a move.
He definitely is. 2 laps to go. Scott's still in the lead. Lux right on him. Lux is going to have to back off just a hair to get enough of a run to make something happen. He does. I got to stop giving tips. Through 3 and 4 they come. And here they come. White flag is in the air one more time around. Who's it gonna be? Scott has the lead. Hewitt is all of a sudden in second. Whoa! Lux made a daring move to get back in line.
Yeah, I thought Hewitt was going to go to the high side with Lux and hung him out to dry. It looks like he's going to repay the favor going into 3 this time.
It definitely is. Big push for Scott from David Lux. Out of turn 4. It's going to be close. Nobody has enough. No surprise. Scott is in victory lane. David Lux coming home in second. Vern Spring finishes third. And what an event that was. See if I can get a quick word with third place, Vern Spring. Vern, you come home in third, man. One heck of a run. It looked like you had him licked there for a bit. Vern, you got me?
Paging Vern Spring.
We'll get a word with him here in a little bit. David, you come home in second place. One heck of a run, and almost thought you were going to make a move there on the last lap.
Nah, I was just pushing that Snodgrass. I was gonna be nice, but I made a last like that little block at the end that almost took me in burnout. But Vern was holding us off for all day, and I was getting tired of it.
Well, man,
he had a good run though. He had a good run.
You all did, man. An awesome finish, and with the new baby coming, congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
And let's see if we can get our winner. Scott back in victory lane, but I have to say, I knew it all along.
And you know I love these radicals, man. These things are a blast.
I think the only person that had a chance against you tonight was me.
I probably would have still gave you a fair run for your money there, sir, but yes, I do agree.
Man, you did have one heck of a run. I said before the race you'd probably end up in victory lane. I was not surprised. You had a lot of guys trying to make the move up top on that last lap, but you had the momentum and the big push from Lux.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Lux was making his car 3 cars wide. I ain't going to lie. He was definitely big help right there.
Oh, man, great job. Congratulations. Now go repeat in a supercar.
We're going to go try. We got a little more bumpers to use on those.
Don't use too much. You might need it.
Very true. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Scott in Victory Lane. And folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments with the supercars here at Charlotte.